Do you want to start by telling us your story and we can have a conversation?
Yeah, hi, I'm Aria. I guess I kind of bumped into this because it's always a good debate to talk about, you know? And finding this interesting, I'm a person of trans experience myself, and being in London, I'm kind of accepted to being myself, whether that's being gay, queer, feminine expressing, or either being trans as well. And if I'm being honest with you, the gender identity clinic here forces you to be a trans, even if you're male expressing, but you need to get the surgery in order to quick fix being trans, such as doing the bottom surgery.
Right.
But then in other cultures, such as myself, being Persian, Middle Eastern, Kurdish, you can't be an homosexual. You do need to be a transgender or a transsexual in order to be accepted in that community.
So hearing you say that, to me, it just makes me really emotional. Like,
Oh no.
because
I'm sorry.
if I was born, like when did you leave there?
I don't want to discuss that.
Okay. If I was born in the same place, I may have gone down a similar path. And because, as you said, homosexuality there
No,
you get the death. They have the death penalty,
Yes.
whereas the government pays for the surgeries.
Yes.
And
Yes.
did you go through those procedures
Yeah.
back there?
Yeah.
And is
I
that
could
because you
also
thought, wow, this is
legally-
life or death kind of thing?
Yes. And also legally, I could Islamically get married within the Sharia law to a man, which he's also allowed to get married up to 4 wives, whether they're biological or non-biological females. So I think that's what makes it very different compared to here, when I'm not sure, a lot of people express it way differently.
Yeah, no, it's
and
clear.
being a homosexual, especially in the Middle East, it's really not permissible. It's undercover, and if you're caught within the act, it's punishable by death or heavy sentencing.
So I found this really hard because I mean, you were born there. I wasn't born there, and I'm the one who was tearing up.
I have faced a lot of consequences myself, physically, emotionally, intellectually. Like, I have even been, I'm not sure if it's okay to say it for my viewers, but I've had a fair share of experience in the Middle East in order not to be a homosexual, nor to be a transsexual, transgender person. So I think being here has kind of accepted that faith for me to be who I am, and it's okay to, if you're struggling with dysphoria, identity dysphoria, it's absolutely fine, and and it's okay. Some people may be non-binary, some people could be gay, some people could be confused. But I would say personally, most of us are queer. And we don't need to fit into a box. I understand it's male and female.
I have a sign that says gay, not queer.
Amazing. And we all gay,
Because
to be honest with you.
I don't
that
relate to
exists.
that term.
Or
Right.
I kind of see it the same thing.
Right.
We made the first, my traditional culture is very different. But being where I'm from, you need to be trans. You can't be a homosexual.
You said the consequences is the death penalty.
Is the death penalty punishable by either heavy fine penalty, kidnapping, very common to this day, and your family needs to pay so much in order for them, the militant especially, not to kill you. I'm being very honest with you.
Yeah. And
Especially
look
someone
at the
like
two of
myself.
us, right? We're two gay men, basically. But look
I'm very
how we're
happy.
different
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
because of where we were born.
And some people
Like
might
I'm
think
from the Netherlands, and even though culturally that's a world of difference, obviously from where you were born, it depends where you grow up in terms of how accepted it is.
Correct.
And I struggled with it a lot until even my early 20s. But I can imagine in your situation, it's like you don't even see it as an option.
No. And it's quite hard because even if you're trans, if I'm honest with you, the stigma there to being extra hyper feminine and hyper modified in order to be accepted, that's the truth. And that's why majority in Middle East pays for the surgeries, and you'll get documentation done. And it's quite hard, it's a big consequence. Not everybody wants to get surgery, not everyone should be trans. Let's just be honest. Nor should children be trans, because it's very common in the Middle East for 15-year-olds to start puberty blockers under quietly without parental consent. So this
Even there. Wow.
this is all majority Middle East. I'm so sorry to.
So just a quick question. You said they will pay for the surgery. Who pays for it? Is that the government?
The government and the public council there. So you go to a local, you can like a local mayor or your local councillor or mayor, and they usually will pay because it's you know, it's an identity disorder,
Right.
and it says only male and female. There's no in between. There's no trans sexuality. It's
Yeah.
only
Do they pay the full surgery or do? Oh wow.
full surgery. Full. I mean, we're talking head to toe surgery, and then here it's like, oh, we don't pay for anything else. We just pay for the gender reassignment surgery, and that's it. So you could be expressing looking man, feeling queer, and having a, you know, go inside women's space, which is really unsafe. It's really unsafe. Personally, for me here, I could, you know, women want me to go inside a women's toilet, but then I feel a bit
And now
not
that's-
ready
now
yet,
that's
not
changing a lot,
not
right?
ready yet, because I'm not fully expressing as a woman, nor do I fully want to yet, because I'm very traditional, and plus going to the men's one, I get heavy discrimination here in the men's one. I'm being very honest with you. So it's, where do I go? Disabled toilets is the key.
And we've had a big ruling from the Supreme Court,
Yeah.
so you're aware of that.
Yeah.
You're kind of caught in between.
Yep.
I would absolutely say you can pee next to me. Come and do the gents. I mean, it's not like I love the gents, you know, but you know, now
Correct.
you've come from a place where you can't be a homosexual, and now you're in a place where you're.
Might not be able to be a transsexual,
And I
transgender.
I don't think
It
you
varies.
should go to the women's, because that's the women's space.
Correct.
But it
and
means
I feel
that-
safe for the women, because there's women, for example, religious women wearing headscarves.
Right.
There could be also, for example, trans people like myself, for example, that are same attracted to females, and then yet they're in a female space. I'm not judging nobody, but this, I think, in my culture, it's so forbidden, and so I've seen it a lot, so punishable. So of course I see why different countries bring a lot of terms into it, where they want safeguarding for people, and we should have safeguarding for all people. You know, we should have safeguarding for all people. So let's see what happens. Whatever the court of law says is, I guess, for the best of all people.
The law is the law, so you need to stay out of women-only spaces. I'd be happy to look after you in a men-only space and say, leave him alone.
Oh my gosh.
Because I think that's an important lesson that we need to learn in the West as well as where you're from. If we can accept men, the diversity among men, right? Look at the three of us. We're three completely different men, but we're men. And if that was more accepted, and we're all not forced into this straitjacket of you have to be like this, you have to be like that, then you would have never had that pressure to go through the changes that you've made.
Amen.
This is what we need to open. Oh,
Amen.
here we go again. We need to open the bandwidth of what it means to be a man, not
Totally.
force people into these
And there
straitjackets.
are feminine men. There are men of course, masculine and feminine, and it's absolutely fine. I tell people it's absolutely fine. We should stop labeling, stop judging, because if it wasn't for the unfortunate experiences I've had, I probably would have still expressed as a male to this day.
Yeah.
So changes are quite difficult, even if I did try and go back, but that's for my future to see, you know? And let's see what happens. Personally, for me, I have no rush. Tomorrow is not a guarantee for all of us, so by all means, I'm happy for today. I'm very happy for today. Why not? And we take care of each other. So,
Yeah. Oh.
so I'm safer here at least. Excuse me.
I didn't quite catch your name.
Aria.
Like a song, is that because it's a song? That's why you chose it, or is it like a Persian name?
It's Persian name.
What does it mean?
Warrior.
Warrior.
So, yes,
Okay.
warrior. It's a warrior.
And Ari, do you have an online presence?
Not really, just a Snapchat, to be honest with you. Aria Caesar, that's about it, to be honest with you. I guess a couple of years ago, I faced some challenges online, which made me stay away from being online. So, but hopefully sooner or later, I think I should, in order to educate the younger generation as well, to be accepting with themselves rather than falling into a box, you know?
And as you go through life on a day-to-day basis, do you get looks? Do you get stares?
Yes, a lot. I'll be very honest with you. I get majority of stares at every corner I go. Whether that's because of how I look like, whether that's because people see me different, that's absolutely fine, to be honest with you. As long as I'm in a safe space, such as being in London, and I'm not harming nobody, I hope I don't get harmed myself, you know?
And so when you saw his sign, like you came up to us
Yeah,
and you wanted to take some
absolutely.
pictures, and then I thought,
Absolutely.
oh, so how do you look at this? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's an attack on you?
It's a projection on each individual it's a perception where it's their own selves to choose from, because I see a lot of men, maybe that want to identify as women, go inside women's spaces. If I personally feel like I'm not ready yet and people tell me I look quite feminine. Imagine another man that's just expressing as another man going inside. And I understand there's no boundaries of being trans. You know, you don't need to modify yourself, you don't need to change yourself, you don't need to do that. But where is the limits and where is the safety of women in this perception? So it's, for me, I'm being very honest with you, it's always an agree nor disagree situation, you know? And there is for trans women out there, fortunately or unfortunately, that have gone through life where they have modified themselves completely, whether they regret it or whether they don't regret it. And what can they do? What can they say? So I'm very lucky to still be as a man as I am, but it's just a trans experiencing individual.
And if I say you're a man and I see you as a fellow homosexual man, basically, that doesn't upset you?
No. I know a lot of people it does, but happily for me,
No,
I don't.
It's
I
good
really
to hear
don't.
that
I'm okay. We're
you have
human.
that.
I'm still human. I was born a male, and that's what it is. Other people, it's their choice what they want to think. Personally, for me, I'm very happy with how I am, and I'm still safe. That's what matters.
Right, so we're here. Actually, if we get together like this.
Okay, if you get the just come a little bit closer, guys.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so here's the three of us.
Yeah.
So here's a message to the world. You know, you see three men here standing together, see very different men, but, you know, we're men. And if we can broaden that bandwidth of what a man can be, I think we'd have a lot less shit in society, to be honest.
Yes. Thank you guys ever so much, really.
Thank you.
And I get called a homophobe and a transphobe doing this.
Yeah.
We might get called the same, but listen, what happened to comedians? Unfortunately, comedians even had
Well,
to lose
there's
their
one in
jobs
court
because
right
of
now.
it.
That's why we're here.
Yes, you see, and I'm just quite sad because I used to do a little comedy myself, and with the world getting really insensitive as well, I guess it's for me. It's a matter, a limit of just being patient and seeing what's best for everybody. Because it's not just about yourself or myself. It's about what's safe for everybody as a whole. You know. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Sorry, I need to rush to work. Thank you so much.
Right, have a
Take care of
good
yourselves.
shift at work.
No, of course.
Have a good weekend.
Am I gonna?
And thanks for this chat.
Take care of
Thank
yourself.
you.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.
How would you feel about that? Tell me your thoughts now that Aria's gone. We'll keep rolling, yeah? I saw you getting quite emotional to
I mean,
that.
I cry at The Simpsons and I cry at Wives'
Right,
Swap, so
okay.
I cry easily. But I've read about this.
Yeah.
I've seen documentaries about it, but to actually have a guy right next to you saying, I did this because otherwise it would have been a death sentence.
And is that the first time you've seen somebody that's had that experience? In the flesh?
In the flesh, just walks up to you on the streets. And like, you know, obviously if somebody comes up to you, there's a bit of, oh, where are they? Do they agree with me or not? Or are they going to be aggressive? Whatever. And obviously I saw a bloke, stuff done to his face, blow up lips.
Yeah.
It's very confronting to, as I said earlier, I was born in the Netherlands. Had I been born in the same place, I could have gone down that path. And he did that to survive.
Yeah.
He still calls himself a man. So he knows, right?
I find it really difficult to get my head around the fact that the government will fund people to be like that and go through that process, and then it's okay to live as a trans person just in order. I'm sure it has to have a religious element to it, because they don't want any people like you in their country to be gay.
And the whole idea of medically transitioning, having the surgeries and stuff and going on hormones is rooted in homophobia. It was about they don't like gay men, basically. It's more in homophobia against gay men than against lesbians. You can't have a man who's girly. You can't have a man who's gay, especially over there. You have to fit in. So if you don't fit in, then you jump ship. You try to fit in the other straitjacket. And if you're born, I mean, I know a guy, and he's from, I can't remember the name of the country, but it sounded like something Stan, Czechostan or something. Anyways, he came to London, and it was only in London that he discovered that you can be a gay man. So up until then, he also thought, oh, I'm a woman because I don't fit in. I have to change. This is my only option. Then he came to London and he figured out, actually, it's okay to be a gay man. And it's not even okay to be a gay man in all over the UK. There's a guy in Devon who's in his mid-30s. He's still not out. His parents don't know. I know a guy in London who's had a partner for 8 years. His parents don't know. So it really depends culturally where you're from. Acceptance of homosexuality isn't all that great, even though in terms of rights, civil rights, there's been a lot of progress and we're like, okay, everything's covered. But culturally, the acceptance...
Yeah, and particularly over there, I mean, I was down in Manchester's gay village on Canal Street, right. And I was trying to tell the people I spoke to that this is an anti-gay agenda. They're transing the gay away, and there's no better example than the guy. Did you say he's from Afghan? Did he say Afghan? Iran. He's
my
Iran.
Friend was, former friend, because he's on a different page when it comes to this, so we haven't spoken for 4 or 5 years. But like he's from Iran. The option is transition or death.
Yeah, so they're literally transing the gay away.
Yeah.
Government policy to trans away the gay.
This is something, I've focused a couple of videos on to show the evidence of this, because here you have the religious side of it from Iran. But here in the UK, it's put them on the blockers. And there's an endocrinologist called Achim Wusthof, who's German. You know Kim Petras? So Kim Petras is German. Was the youngest person to ever have his dick inverted, basically. Is now a Grammy Award-winning musician. And his endocrinologist wrote a paper in 2018 acknowledging what used to be common knowledge in that field, that most boys who grow up gender non-conforming, most of them are just going to be gay, right? They knew this. But then this medication comes along, and suddenly that knowledge goes out the window. So he wrote in it, I'm paraphrasing, most of these children will grow up to be gay. Homosexual is the word he used. So he then recognized, through this intervention with nature, as in giving them puberty blockers, we may well prevent a homosexual development. It's written, it's in black and white in a medical paper. And then he goes, I'm happy to take the risk. And it's like, but you're not the one taking the risk. You're literally transing away the gay. I might do a song about it. I just wanna trans the gay away. Whatever, but...
You got such a good voice.
It's like you have to sort of take the piss, otherwise you just get depressed and you end up crying all the time. Like, that really affected me just talking to him. He seems to have found peace with it, but he knows he's not a woman. He seems to respect women-only spaces, but it does leave him in this weird limbo space. I don't want anything bad to happen to that guy, because I feel like he's on my team, right? As in, here I go. We're both gay blokes, but look what's happened to him. Look what he's done to himself. Yeah. Like when you saw him, did you think, oh, that's a bloke? Or did you think, oh, I'm not sure? Or...
No, I could tell that he was a bloke straight away. And I didn't know what side he was going to be on, because, but obviously he was such a nice person. And I don't know, I think that might be a bit cathartic for him having that conversation with you, because I saw a bit of a connection, because like you said, that would have been you if you were born in that country. He would probably be like you now if he was born over here.
I had a chance to grow into myself. And I'm a bit of a slow developer, slow learner. It took me until my early 40s where I got to a place where I'm like, this is it. This is the kind of man I am. And I'm a gay man and I'm good with that. But I had a chance to go through puberty. And I didn't have a state that told me death penalty or fine, or why don't you just have this surgery and then we'll leave you alone. And even then, like he said, the guys that go through that procedure, it's not like they're suddenly widely accepted by society. They'll always be sort of second-class citizens, but it's worse. But it's better than death, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I didn't have the same emotional response to you because I'm not a gay man, I'm a straight man. So I haven't actually had that visceral feeling of what it would be like, which you just had in that moment there with him. So.
And you don't have the experience of I mean, I don't know what you were like as a child or what, as a teenager, or whether you were one of the boys or I don't know.
I was a nightmare, climbing trees, getting into trouble,
Right, so that's
stereotypical boy stuff, you know.
So I have a twin sister who was like that. She was such a tomboy, always climbing trees. And then she'd be like, "Man, I'll climb the fucking tree." And I'm like, "I'm scared." And then I finally get up the tree, takes me an hour, and then I just start decorating it, right? And then I'm like, where is she? And then she's already jumped down because she was just tough. Yeah. And she takes risks. And even now she's assertive, she's strong, willful.
And this was a twin, right?
My twin sister, yeah. So people always joked about, oh, something went wrong in the womb. I should have been the girl, she should have been the boy. And even if it's said in jest, there's still that thought, the same thought there that made him go for those surgeries back in Iran. There's something wrong with you. You should not behave like this. This means you are the opposite. No. So, like, my sister sometimes gets homophobic abuse, even though she's a straight woman. But people think that she's a lesbian.
Great conversation, great meeting, just by chance, outside Westminster Court. I saw you getting emotional.
It's hard. I find it hard. And that's why when I think of these young people, like the teenagers, especially the young teenagers, do they even have a frame of reference to process what they're feeling and what's going on with them? Again, I had a chance to do that because I had time. And that's why my advice to these, even the ones that think I hate them, is take your time. You don't need to go on drugs. You don't need to have surgeries. Take your time. Please, take a lifetime. Honestly.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I think
how hateful I am as a person. I'm such a bigot. Oh my God.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. That was a great conversation. And the TRAs are turning up.
Okay, well
yes.
Then I'll get my banner out. Yeah. And I mean, this is for your channel. I run my own channel. It's Mr Menno, MrMenno, Mr Menno on YouTube.
Follow his channel, guys. He makes excellent videos, quality, really good. Lots of deep analysis. If somebody gives him grief, you will do a bit of research on the person and then you will tell us all about it. And it adds really good, it adds quality to the video.
Me, it's not about just slagging someone off. That's not why I'm in this. It's about how the hell did we get here? What's going on? And how do we get out of it? I poke fun at stuff. Yeah. But that's what it's about. Peaking the world. Pick the world!
Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you soon.
Ciao. Awesome, mate.